Hey there, it's Kathy with Be Creative with Kathy, and in this video I'm going to show you how we put together our April club cards. So this is the third card. There's always 3 cards, 2 that we make together via Zoom that just happened, and then 1 that I give you that's already made. So it's a 3-card club. We're going to start with this card here. So in your packet, looks like this. We're going to take this brown card base here and everything on top of that. That's going to make this card. But we also need from this side of the packet this little piece here. This is what we're going to stamp and make this nest from, is this piece here. And then I'm going to go ahead and punch a bird out, because for the next card we'll need a bird, and I want to make sure I have my bird. So I'm going to just make sure I have enough here. We need the bird and the wing. We don't really need this piece, so I'm going to cut it at the edge there just to save extra room along here for our nest. And like I said, this little bird here and this one here we're going to save. Whoops, we'll save it and put up here for the next card. Okay, this is trash. Okay, go ahead and use some Early Espresso ink, and I'm going to stamp my nest on there. Where is my Stampin' Pierce mat? It works best with photopolymer stamps. So I'm going to just hold that down, let that ink sink into the paper, and there we go. So now we have that done and out of the way. Let's go ahead and work on our card front. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in some Balmy Blue ink. That's just a nice light blue. And oh, I stuck my finger in my ink pad. And then from our kit, there's 2 pieces of basic white. Now they're the same size. They're 4 inches by 5 1/4. And on one of those, which is going to be the front, the other is going to be the inside, I'm going to take a piece of scratch paper. Let me see if I can find a decent piece of scratch paper. I don't like any of them that I'm finding so far. Huh. Here, right here in front of my nose. Okay. Lay my paper on my scratch paper. Now in your kit, and mine's already, oh no, this is a new one from this kit. Looks like this. Now I took and cut these clouds from these edge dies. They're called the basic border dies. And I cut this cloud like here to make a template. We're going to set that on our cardstock, and then with a blending brush, let me get everything out of the way and get some room to work here. Whoops, did you see? I flicked all my flowers everywhere. Anyway, I'm going to pick up some ink, and I want this to be really light. So I'm going to dab it on my paper first here, and then I'm going to lightly just brush it onto my cardstock here. And you get that nice light blue. Then when you take your stencil up, I guess, or your mask, whichever you want to call this, I'm going to kind of, it was this way, I'm going to kind of move this way and down a little bit. I think it looks good there. Pick up some more ink, dab most of it off, and then go again along here. And we're going to just create that clouded background. I'm going to move my paper, I think, this way a little bit, just to change that cloud pattern. And a little bit of ink here. And you can start to see how those clouds are forming on my card here. There we go. And one more time I think is good enough. And just the light clouds this way. And let's do one more way down here. Now it's going to turn out, whoops, it's going to turn out, my paper moved a little bit different every time. But if you look, all you see is that subtle clouds. And it's not perfect. I don't plan it to be. I think I'm going to put a little bit of ink down here. But there you go. So there's what my clouded background is going to look like. Nice and simple. Just a little bit of ink on some paper with the clouds. Now you can hang on to this piece and use it over and over again and do this technique all the time. Okay, bring back in my Pierce mat and that scratch paper. And now we need to stamp our, well, let's punch first, because we'll need our bird to figure out where we want our stamping. So on this piece, now this is Tahitian Tide. We need 1 bird and a wing out of this one. for our mama bird. So I'm going to stamp and punch those. Get rid of those extra pieces. So I have my bird here and my wing. This is the mama bird, oops, that's flying in like this. And now, depending how many birds you want here, on this card I only have 4 because this is my daughter-in-law's Mother's Day card. Let me see if I can find the other card. Boy, like I said, we just had club, so my stuff is, oh, it's right here. Nope, that's my packet. All right, I'm gonna put 5 little birds in my little basket. So I need 5 little extra wings here. So along the edge of my cardstock, and the cardstock should be plenty to punch as many little wings as you need for the extra little birds in the nest. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and let's do one more. I don't know why I like 5. I'm gonna put 5 in there. 5 little birds, okay? So now we have our mommy bird, mommy bird, and our 5 little baby birds. Now we need beaks for all of those. So then this little piece of crushed curry, we're gonna just punch out 6 little beaks. 1 for mommy and 1 for each of the little birds. 3, 4, 5, and 6. There we go. Right, and then with this piece here, this other little piece of basic white, we just need to cut out the tummy, which is this piece right here. We're going to just slide that white in there and cut that little piece there for the bird's tummy. So let's go ahead and first assemble all of those. So I'm going to use my silicone mat here and just take a little bit of liquid glue and put just a little blob on there. I'm going to lay my wing so the point side is down. All 5 of them here, because then using my take a pick tool, I'm going to pick up that little wing, or the little beak, can you see him there? And just barely touch on that glue, and then just set it here at the top. So it looks like that little bird, or that little wing now, is a little bird with a little beak. And boy, a little bit of glue goes a long way. I like to use my silicone mat, that way if the glue happens to go off the edge or something, it won't stick to my table. Nope, here we go. This one here, right there. And then the last one here, which really likes my finger here, this one does, I'm going to go ahead and put that last little beak onto my mama bird here. Oops. And you know, I should have probably put my belly on there first to see where my beak goes. So I'm going to just hold it there, set my beak down. Maybe, there we go, like that. Let's put a little bit of glue on that little tummy. And now set that. Now make sure when you make your little bird here that he's facing this way. Make sure your bird is facing the right way. So when you put it on your card, he's flying toward the nest and not away. Okay, and then there's a little eyeball in your packet somewhere. Here it is. Let's go ahead and do the same thing with that. Dip that in that glue. Make sure there we go. And put his eyeball right here. And we might as well do the wing while we're at it. Take the little bird wing, pick up some of that glue, and just set that right there. So now we have our little birds. We're going to set those all aside. Let's do some stamping now. Oh, you know what? First though, no, I'm good. I was going to, well, let's go ahead and fussy cut the nest. Fussy cut the nest. Yeah, that does make sense. At first it didn't sound right. We'll just go like this and trim off that little nest. It doesn't take long, doesn't have to be perfect. We just want to get the shape of the nest. There we go. Okay, set all those pieces aside. Bring back in now that piece that we sponged. I'm like, where did mine go? Here he is. And we're gonna stamp on there and put those wings on there. But now I have my little bird, so I can figure out where I wanna stamp my stems. Okay, so with that early espresso ink and that stem, ink him up good. Make sure I don't have the edges here. I'm gonna stamp one up here. Now, on my sample card, if I could find it, I left room up here to put a sentiment. Now on this one, I'm not gonna put a sentiment on the front. I'm only gonna put Happy Mother's Day on the inside. So I'm not gonna worry about leaving room for a sentiment on my front. Now, if you want a sentiment, I just suggest that you do. And the stems down here, we're gonna stamp it twice. So I'm gonna stamp it once here. No, oh shoot. Let's see if I can get it lined up again. There we go. We'll try it again. I don't know what's going on there. I'll put a flower or something to cover that one up. There must be a hair. Yes, there's a hair on my stamp. Make sure you don't have a hair on your stamp so you didn't get something like that. But I'm okay. It looks good enough. Okay, we're done with the brown. We've got everything done there. Now we're going to put some little leaves on our tree. I'm going to use Garden Green ink up, and I'm going to put a set of leaves right here. And then down here, I'm going to put a set of leaves. Now I'm lining them up so that, see how the leaves are close to the stem, but not quite touching. And then that way I can put a flower there to make it look like there's a stem there. And then down here, I'm going to stamp it twice again. Once on this set. And once there. Okay, now we're done with that stamp. Where do I put it? Okay, let's go ahead and let's stamp the inside. Phew, almost forgot that one. Now, I decided, like I told you, I'm going to do a Mother's Day. I'm going to use these paper pumpkin stamps. I'm going to use this great big Happy right here. Let's see if I have a block to use with my Happy. Nope, I'm going to have to take my nest off here. Pick up my Happy. And I'm going to stamp that in that same light blue ink. Like this. Oh, and I have a mess on that. Ink that up real nice. Right here. Happy. And then I want to do Mother's Day. So I'm going to bring in that early espresso and my little stamp set here. Nope, Mother's Day must be on this one. Now this is just the paper pumpkin stamps, but any Mother's Day stamp that you have here would work. Put this on the corner here so I can see it through. Oh, and then I put it upside down. It's going to be interesting trying to stamp that. I'm going to just stamp that right here. And then I have my little Happy Mother's Day. Okay. So now let's assemble our card. So I have my two pieces here. Now to be careful, this border along this border is really like a 1/8 inch. So we have to be careful that our borders get lined up just right. I'm going to use liquid glue. That way I can slide it into place with that little border and make sure that it's even all the way around. that. And then a little bit of liquid glue on the back of this one. And then I can slide it with that itty bitty border onto our card base. Make sure it opens the right way. This is the top and the bottom. And then there you go, just like that. Let's go ahead and throw this on the inside. Now all we have to do is put that our nest and our bird on there. So on the back of my nest, I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive, just like this, and then I'm going to add my little birds. So I'm going to start with 3. Oh, my birds are totally stuck to my silicone mat, which makes sense. There we go. I'm going to start with 3 of my little birds, kind of low in the front. Now, when I did my daughter's Mother's Day card, like I said, she has 4 kids. I only have 4 grandkids, so I only put 4 little birds on her nest. But this card, I don't know who I'm going to send this to yet, so I'm going to just go ahead and do the 5. They look really cute. Oh, no, they did stick back there when they're stacked like this with the 5. Okay, so something like that, holding them on there. And then I'm going to turn this over and put some, little bird went a-flying, some liquid glue back here. And a little bit on those birds so they nice and held down. There we go. Remember, liquid glue, I think I've said 100 times, a little bit goes a long way. And I'm going to stick this right here on my nest, or on my tree branch, my whole nest on my tree branch. On the back of my little bird here, I'm going to put some dimensionals. Let's see if I have, nope, all I have is edges, so put a little bit of dimensional on him. Really, it's a her because it's Mother's Day. Although if you had a single dad, I think this would be really cute because it could be a manly bird. Take him, put him right here. Now, we just want to add all those little well, not all of them. In fact, I'm going to put, I believe, 6 on my card. I'm going to just take a little bit of liquid glue and dab it here. And this is where we want a big flower because I want to cover up the fact that it doesn't have a stem to those leaves like that. Maybe a little flower here, a little flower there. Couple little flowers on there. We're just going to stagger some flowers. There's 10 in your packet, so you can decide how many, or all 10 on your card. I think I'm going to go with one here. Maybe cover up a little bit of that stem where I had some trouble with my stamp. And one here. Again, a big one here. And then I am going to put a little one right here by my nest. I think that's going to look cute, just like that. There you go. And then, of course, last and not least, you have your gems. These are your just basic pearls. We're going to put that on the inside of each of those flowers. Now, in your kit, there's 10 little flowers, 10 little pearls, so you should have enough. I don't think I'm going to use all of mine. In fact, I put more flowers on this card than I did on my last 2. So there you go. There's our first card. Isn't that cute? I think that's a great Mother's Day card. Now, I cased this for somebody, and I totally apologize. I don't know who she was. I saw a picture of it, and it didn't have a name with it, so I don't even know who to give credit. If this is your card, thank you so much for sharing, and look how cute. Be sure and give a shout out so we all give you recognition for your card. Alrighty, let's go to the next one. The next one looks like this. When you open it up, it folds this way. So it opens up like this. I don't know if it's a pop-up card. I don't know what to call it, but a pop and twist maybe, because it twists like that. I don't know. Let's go ahead and get started on that one. Let's do our punching first. So we already have our little bird here and our wing. This little scrap here, we need another tummy. So we have a tummy now. And then with this little scrap, this is Mango Melody, we need a little beak. And then with this scrap here, we need to stamp a nest again. And of course, my stamp has Happy for Mother's Day on there. Let's put that nest back on there. And some Early Espresso ink. That up. Where's my mat? Let's see if he sticks. Yes. We can use my Pierce mat to get a nice image on there. Okay, there's my little... Ooh, and why I have him here. And I'm going to just use this same Early Espresso to stamp my eyes onto my little bird here. There we go. Okay, let's use that same technique and glue our bird together. Our silicone mat here, a little bit of liquid glue. Doesn't take much. Put that little tummy on there first. Make sure she's facing the right way. My little robin redbreast like that. And then we'll put on her beak. And then, if I haven't misplaced her wing, oh, here it is, hidden under here. We'll go ahead and put that wing on there too. It's totally stuck to my silicone mat. There we go. Over here, little bird. There we go. Now we have our bird ready. We'll quickly fussy cut our nest. There we go. Okay, now let's do the stamping on the front of our card. Bring that mat back in. So in your kit, you have a piece of basic white that is a square and a piece of basic white that is 5 1/4 by 4. Now the 5 1/4 is on the inside, and you want that one, we're going to stamp it portrait style or up and down, and then the square, it's a square so it doesn't matter, but it's going to be more landscape, because when you open your card or when you see your card, the front it's landscape, but then when you open it, it's going to be portrait. So let's start with this A Little Bird Told Me down here in some black Memento ink. Where's that? Sit right here. A Little Bird Told Me, because then I'm going to kind of build from around there. Little Bird Told Me. And then while I have that black ink, I want to stamp on the inside, It's Your Special Day. And then when I go to mail out the card, I can have, you know, add happy birthday, congratulations, whatever I need to put on there too. So there we go, just like that. Then I'm going to bring back in that scratch paper because we're going to stamp a little bit off now. But I'm going to take that branch and stamp it right over the little bird told me. Like this, right there. Nice. And some leaves. Now my leaves we just stamped in with garden green. I'm going to use some Granny Apple green, so let me clean those real quick. Just using a chamois. Now I've cut my chamois down into half, I think this is, and then I keep it in a little plastic bag, and that way it's just handy to use quick like that. Okay, let's bring in that Granny Apple green. Stamp some leaves on our branch. That. And then we're done with Granny Apple green. We'll bring in some of the Sweet Sorbet and stamp some little flowers on our card here. Now this little flower, in your kit, you got 3 embellishments to cover the 3 little flowers around your, sorry, I can't do 2 things. 3 embellishments for the 3 little flowers you stamp here. Now on my last card, I had some like smears and stuff. That this is a great stamp to cover up little imperfections like that. But then you have to get some more bling. I only have 3 in the kit, so that's what you need to use. But anyway, okay, now we have, oh, no, real quick. I forgot to do some stamping here. I'm going to just stamp a few little flowers on the inside. And I'm going to stamp there this way. If I wanted to, I could stamp congratulations or happy birthday along the underneath those other words. Now we're done with our stamping. So let's prep our card base to make sure it's got the right fold in it. So your card base looks like this. Oops. It's folded this way. So with the fold on the left, we want to fold, let me show you this card, right? Our cardstock up this way. So we want this corner to go to this edge. Now you could measure from here and make a little mark here and score it from 1 1/4 inch here up to this point. But let me show you another way that you can do it. Let me find, I'm going to use my scissors this time. You take a Pick Tool Works or a pokey tool, because you want to hold this corner here to make sure it doesn't move. And then you take this piece and just fold it up to this edge. Like that. And when you hold the corner over here, well, except when you hold the corner over here, there we go. It works and gets you that point on your card. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect. Most of it's going to be covered up anyway, but now we have a pretty good point on our card here. Let me get my bone folder here and make sure we have a really nice fold on our cardstock. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and fold it back this way so that it folds nicely on our card. And there you go, like that. Now we're going to take this white square here. Oh, and look what I missed. I missed my music notes up here. Let's do some more stamping. Darn it. Find my black memento again. Those little music notes. And just up here in the corner, we almost forgot the little bird singing us a song. The little bird told me through his little notes. There we go. Now we can glue this to the front of our card. So we want to take this piece and glue it right up here. Now I only want adhesive where it's going to stick to the card here. So I'm going to add adhesive along this fold here on the red piece. And then on this piece, I'm going to put it up at this corner on the back. So I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive here. Maybe. There we go. I'm almost out of adhesive. I need to put a refill in there. And this corner, that way, when you lay this down, you only have adhesive where you want it. Except I got a little bit of adhesive over here for my thumb. There we go. Let me find my adhesive remover. All right, I'll keep a lookout for him because I have a little glue here that I need to get off. But now we have that all stuck to our card. There's no adhesive back here where we don't want it. So then our little designer series paper, and now you can see what this side looks like. I'm going to put adhesive on the other side so you can see what the polka dot looks like. A little adhesive, and this goes right here. And then the other one goes on the inside. Whoops, almost put adhesive on the wrong side this time. Put adhesive here. I hope I don't run out of tape. I think I have a refill. I do not have a refill here. Hope I don't run out of tape. This piece is going to go in between that white piece and the score line right there. And then this piece here will just go at the bottom. Like this. And there's your card. Now all we need to do is put some dimensionals on the back of our little bird here. And I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of the nest. Take and set my nest there. And then set the little bird here so he's right by his little musical notes. There you go. So, oh, and then the bling, here it is. We're going to put these embellishments right in the center of those 3 little flowers. And there you go. There's card number 2. So here's the first card. Oops, or it could look like this. And then here's the second card here. And then, of course, in your packet, you got that third card that looks like this. Now, if you want to see how to make this card, this is going to be my video from, or Monday. Not Monday tomorrow, but the Monday after that. And let me see if I can find what date that is. Monday, what's today, is the 30th. It'd be the May 1st. Nope, it's gonna be May 20 or April 24th. So Monday, May 24th or April 24th is when I'll do the video, so you can come back here on YouTube and see the video of how I made this card. Alrighty, so this card too I cased from somebody. I'm sorry, I can't remember who I cased that card from. I'll try to look at find it and put it on my blog. All the measurements, if you're not part of club and you want to make my cards, all the measurements will be on my blog, becreativewithkathy.com. And I think that's all I have for you. So if you are part of club, May's club will be Sunday, May 21st. Raina gets the hostess benefits, and we've decided for May and June to use the new little monkey bundle. So if you've gotten your catalog, you can go in there, look under little monkey, and that's the bundle we'll be using for May and June. If you have any questions, be sure and reach out, let me know, and I'll be there for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next month. Bye-bye.